All right, everyone. Hello. Hello. And welcome to another episode of Dating in the Trenches. I am your host, Gabe. On this hot wet Thursday, it's hot as hell outside. Anybody up where y'all at? Is it hot? Good.
Yeah.
It is hot. And y'all know I'm a big Negro. So y'all know it's hard on me. This the last summer I'm gonna be big. My back got to be on big after this summer because it's hot. Good God. You got the AC on still hot in the house. But I am thankful to be here, and I'm just so thankful for everyone that is listening to this conversation. Definitely excited to be interviewing and speaking with my guest on today. And we're going to introduce her in just a second. But before we get there, y'all already know what this is. This is Ultimate Black Man. And this is my new series, Dating in the Trenches. So excited to be bringing it to you guys on today. If you're new here, be sure to follow me on all my platforms, Ultimate Black Man everywhere. And if you're enjoying what I'm doing here, y'all know how I feel about tricking. I like to trick, and I like to be tricked on. So y'all make sure y'all hit up that Cash App, and y'all hit up that PayPal. I am not too proud to beg. All right. Y'all be supporting all these grifters. Support me. Amen. We're gonna get right into this conversation with this lovely young lady I have on today, and we're just gonna be having a conversation about modern dating. And y'all know I started this series for a specific reason, and I think over time that reason will be apparent. It may take a year, 2 years, 3 years, but over time the reason I'm doing this will be revealed. Amen. I just want to have this conversation to get her thoughts and opinions on modern dating. So I just want to introduce to you guys Miss Callista. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
I did. Oh, hold on. Let me give me some hand claps. Well, I'm country from the South. You can mess up names. And we also are going to applaud Callista for joining us. Thank you for joining me, dear. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm gonna get right into the questions. Introduce yourself, name, location, relationship status, and zodiac sign.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Callista. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I just came from North Lauderdale, Florida, and my relationship status is currently dating.
Okay.
My zodiac sign is a Capricorn.
Wow, a Capricorn. I dated a Capricorn. She was a little bit boring. Are you boring?
You can call me grandma.
I be knowing. Now, how did you end up in Mormon country from Fort Lauderdale?
My mother is born and raised here.
Okay. Okay. How do you like it
My
there?
father, I love it here, actually. I'm very appreciative with whatever God gives me in front of my face. I just, I kind of just take in the Mother Nature and everything as it comes. So.
Okay. So you were saying something about your father. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're okay. My father, he resides in North Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
Broward County.
Broward County.
Yeah.
Shout out to Broward County. We see y'all. Give y'all hands up. There we go. So we're currently dating, and that just goes right into that next question. How would you describe the dating scene today in one word? I want to know, how bad is it out there? If it is bad at all for you.
I would say it's pretty chaotic. That's my word I would give it.
Chaotic is a good word. So what do you think makes it chaotic? Is it like the way the men are approaching the women? Is it the way the women are handling the men? What do you think makes it chaotic?
I think an individual as itself, so men and women, co-ed, yeah, just they we think we know psychology wise, both men and women are supposed to be the same because they're just one human body, but I think I think that's what makes it chaotic is everybody's different. And I feel like most people are discombobulated with their lives and figuring it out.
Okay. Okay. Pretty good answer. I like that. And this kind of leads into this question. What do you think is the biggest contributing factor to such a messy dating market? Do you think men, women, both, like social media, too much shade room, too much spiritual word? What do you think it is?
I want to say it's both the men and the women,
Mhm.
but I do want to say that social media is a big contributing factor um, in my personal life. I just feel like if you're not keeping busy, a lot of people got a lot of time on their hands to, go looking for things and,
Fact.
you know, so.
That is an absolute fact. That's why I be trying to tell people stay out on social media streets. When you're actually dating, it's best to get off social media because you'll be all kinds of confused. It's crazy out here.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. So this is the fun part for me. I get to get in y'all business. Give me a recent dating horror story and what happened and how did it make you feel?
I would say a recent dating horror story that I experienced. Um, I want to say the last guy that I was dating, he lied and said that I was pregnant just to stay in the city instead of his job, move him to a different state. Um, yeah, and to me, I've miscarried before, so I don't take pregnancy and children light. Um, and I'm pretty adamant on not having any more kids since my child's father's experience. So
Wow, so yes, you have a child. How old is your baby?
he's 4.
Oh, okay, you got a big boy then. Is he going to kindergarten this year or next year?
He'll go to kindergarten next year, preschool this year.
Okay, how you feel about that?
Honestly, I I am excited just because I'm a mom of many interests. So,
Mhm.
um, and I also, the family that I came from, we just are always working. So it's hard for me to also just find that childcare. And, um, when he's in school, I can be doing things to elevate myself. So we both elevating in education. So.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Now, this dude lies to his job so he can stay close to you. Now,
Yeah.
were you breaking up with him or y'all were on good terms, but his job was like, all right, we're getting ready to move you. And he was like, no, my girlfriend pregnant. Is that how it went?
Yeah, pretty much. He was getting really serious and he wanted to marry me. Kind of
Mhm.
like it just felt very lustful energy. He had already lived like an hour away from me. Um, and the hour back, hour, to and from the commute was like already a lot for me. I don't like long distance relationships because I can't personally see what you're up to. Um, so yeah, sometimes I just feel like people try to attach themselves to what they can to see what will attach back to them.
Okay. Okay. You that okay? Because that's it. That is a little bit strange for a guy to do that. Did you end up blocking him on everything?
Oh yeah, I did, but you know what? Recently, I unblocked all my haters, so I just realized that I don't need to live in fear anymore. This is my life.
Amen.
These are my experiences. Everybody has a right to feel emotionally safe, and um, if you can't live in your own skin, then what's the point of trying to be somebody that you're not. So I
Mhm.
mean, I would rather people see me for who I am, and keep watching me and keep stalking me and look at my page than for me to be worried that they have to go reroute and go through the whole hoops to look at my page and go through the whole Instagram anonymous views and stuff. So I rather people do that, honestly, because more so to them. I mean, people I come across in my life, it seems like I'm a pretty big influence on them. So um I don't really care if you're copying me or stalking me, because at the end of the day, that just gives me gratitude for who I am as a person, and I just know that you're seeking something from my life that you can use in yours. So
Oh, yeah. I like that answer. She said the haters can watch. I like that. Amen. Um, so have you ever felt like you're doing everything right but still getting the worst outcomes? If so, what has that been like?
yes, I have felt like I've been doing everything right. When I'm dating someone that I really like,
Mhm.
um, and I still get the worst outcomes. I actually had one dude tell me that I wasn't doing enough to keep him, and it wasn't enough. But it felt like everything wasn't enough for that person, and um, that person also didn't reciprocate the energy. So it's like, okay, here I am pouring from my cup, asking you this and that, but you're not giving that back. So
Wow. So this fella, y'all dating and y'all kicking it or whatnot, and he says, "Oh, you're not doing enough to keep me. You should do more." That's what he said.
yeah.
Like a fairy.
hmm
That's very feminine. Do you think that's feminine that when a man says something like that?
I think that's very feminine, especially because I'm a very hard worker. Uh,
Amen.
I am I am a quarter Jamaican and a quarter Haitian, so I have some Zoe in me. I hustle very hard, and that's why I say you can call me grandma, because at the end of the day, I want to go to sleep.
Amen.
Um, yeah,
And you're
I'm looking
Capricorn.
forward to
Y'all
my
work hard.
bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just have so many different friend groups too. So it's like, yeah, I'm just by the end of the day, I'm just like overstimulated from this, that,
Mm-hmm.
and the third, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Okay, so you quarter, so you're half Caribbean, quarter Jamaican, quarter Haitian.
hmm
Okay, okay, cool. That's pretty unique combo. You better tell dude he need to get his weight up. Wondering why or saying you're not doing enough to keep him is very weak. I need these men
Yeah,
to go work and focus on their jobs and their coins instead of what this woman can do for you. That's crazy.
yeah.
I know you had to charge him to the game,
hmm
but for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I put a lot of people on game. Seems like after I do something, the next follows, and then the next follows, and the next follows, and they're like, "Oh, she can do that. Bet, let me see what I can do." And I'm like, "Oh,
Ah,
there you go. Look
yeah,
at you.
yeah.
You found something you like. Good, you know." Like, You're not part of my life anymore. So I mean, there's nothing to prove to me. You prove that to yourself.
Amen. Do dudes
Yeah.
get all crazy when you break up with them? Do they be like falling out and passing out,
Oh
hollering?
yeah. Uh, when I block them, I get unknown numbers. I get sometimes like when you block somebody, you gotta block them on everything. So I try to incorporate that rule, but sometimes they'll create accounts or they'll find another way to get a hold of me.
Uh-huh.
I've actually had some dudes just come by my house
Oh
and literally
no.
drive past my house. I've had some dudes that's like, I have a stalker, so you better be careful of my stalker. And I'm like, why should I, like, why do I have to be afraid of your stalker? Like, what am I doing? So,
Are you the type? Do you give these men chances before you cut them off, and they just end
I,
up fumbling, or are you like a one hitter quitter type?
yeah, I do. I think a lot of the times beauty gets mistaken for stupid. So, a lot of the times, they go into thinking that beautiful woman is, like a sex worker or a prostitute or something like that, and like she's all game to give herself away. The way she dresses, I'm a firm believer of God, but I love showing my skin. I do attend a non-denominational church,
Mhm.
and we wear clothes to church. We don't wear dresses and garments, and
Yeah.
I feel completely myself. I feel like a lot of people always judge a book by its cover,
Mhm.
but you should never judge a book by its cover. That person and their spirituality and their soul is what counts.
Wow.
Um, so I feel like a lot of people are judging books by its cover.
Yeah.
Um, you can obviously tell the ones that be tricking, but
Yeah.
you
We
can
know the vibes.
clearly um but yeah, here and there to show some skin, wear some shorts, wear your bikini, like that's kind of natural for me. I mean, shoot, I was in Florida,
Yeah,
so I mean
you're in
that's all
Florida
I
girl.
wore all summer. So
Exactly. Exactly.
when I step out here and I do it, I just it's more a white population here in my state. So when people look at me sideways, like I just start feeling more comfortable in my own skin because like I said, these people are not a part of my life.
Mhm.
Um yes, it's good to present yourself in a way where you're professional. But most of the time when I'm out, I wear what I want. So
Mhm. Okay. 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 I'm I'm good with that. Now, have you ever had a man police you on what you can wear? Like, hey, don't wear that outside. You need to go change. You ever had a man try and do that to you?
oh yeah, I have. Yeah, actually, my ex-husband.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you've been married.
Yeah, I've been married before. So I've been a
Okay.
whole wife.
You a whole
Yeah.
wife. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. How do you think? Because you're still pretty young, but do you think dating is different before marriage than it is now that you're not married anymore? Or is it
Oh
about the same?
yeah, it definitely was different. I mean, I think it's different before marriage and after. 'Cause I mean, for me, I was young when I got married, so
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
kind of like I kind of went into it. But after my divorce and everything, um, yeah, I mean, I tried to apply the lessons from the marriage into my, future relationships.
Absolutely.
And I wish nothing but the best for everybody that I've came into the past, but yeah, it has changed a lot.
Mhm. Mhm. what do you think is the biggest change? Do you think the men are less approaching you guys less? Do you think they're asking for more money? Do you think they just more feminine? What do you think the biggest one? Biggest difference?
Mm, yes, I have a rule. If you approach me, and you don't ask me on a date, I will not talk to you. I will not talk to you. I will not entertain you. Um, I think it's appropriate that someone asks me out on a date, doesn't ask me to their house. I
Mhm.
don't ever, rule number two, I don't ever invite a guy to my house, unless we are dating.
Mhm.
Um, like that's just a rule that I have. Because I don't think the guy should be at the woman's house. I think the man that you
Amen.
should be dating should have a house fairly of his own.
Absolutely.
And it's hard nowadays because a lot of people do live with their parents,
Right, right.
including me.
Mhm.
But for the men, yeah, I think that's a standard, that they should have fairly their own place to be renting out a room.
Okay, okay. So you couldn't live with a man living with his mom.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's fair.
No,
That's fair.
too much
That's fair.
controversy there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a son, so I definitely, I want my son to be a mama's boy. But there's an extent where um, moms do this thing, and it's actually, I think it's psychology wise actually harmful to the kid,
Mhm.
as they're growing up, to keep being like a more motherly role to them, because
Mhm.
you're acting more as a girlfriend to them than teaching them and applying them
Mm.
lessons like do the dishes, let me show you how to whisk the bowl,
Mhm.
let me show you how to clean your bathroom.
Right.
I feel like most moms um don't lecture their sons to clean up after themselves, and that's kind of where the you know all those yo mama jokes came into play in the past. But yeah, because yeah, yeah, you should definitely nurture your child, but to an extent. If you keep being like, oh, like I hope that like I don't keep calling my baby boy when he's 14, and oh,
Uh-huh.
baby boy when he's 16, because like that's the age where they're teenage years, and they're gonna start looking at other women, and they're
Mhm.
gonna just, they're gonna want to suck their mama's titty still when something goes bad.
Absolutely.
And that's not how we should train our sons as women, and mothers. So
Man, I like that. Really, really good answer. Um,
yeah, it's a trauma bond. Yeah, so
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, really good answer. I like that a lot. Um, how has dating affected your self-worth, if at all, or how you view yourself as a woman? Have you ever been down on yourself, like you're dating and dude after dude is doing something crazy? Has that affected your self-worth and how you view yourself as a woman at all?
Um, yes. Dating has affected my self-worth. I'm not gonna lie, I have lost myself. I am 1,000% lover girl. Um, so, and I'm still learning about all of this. But yeah, like I don't want to try and mother your man. You want a man that's gonna be there to provide for you. And I think being overly giving to someone um leaves you also feeling like depleted, because once they leave, um it's like, wow, I gotta restart, I gotta rebuild now. I've learned to let go, repurchase the materialistic shit, rebuy everything that I needed to buy. It's taken some time, but yeah, a lot of stuff. I was too nice. And so it took a lot from me. Because at the end of the day, I had nothing. So, and then when the depression or the PTSD kicks in,
Mhm.
your nervous system and everything regulates at a different rate. You start getting
Right.
skinny, or you
Right.
start getting chubby. Depends on how it mentally and physically affects your health.
Right.
So of course you're responsible for taking care of your health, but sometimes those emotions do override. We can always try and better ourselves and help ourselves, but things don't just snap back that quick.
Amen. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree with that. Do you believe men today are looking for partnership or convenience?
I think neither.
Okay, explain that. That's a very interesting answer.
um I don't feel like men necessarily are looking for a partnership, because they're not there. I just feel like society has taught men to be emotionally unavailable. And for the convenience, I don't think that part is included either, because most men can target a woman who has a soft heart and a loving heart, and they'll take her funds right from her. So it's not necessarily a convenience to them. It's more so cash in, cash out.
Ooh, okay. So you think men are more so looking to benefit off the backs of women?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had a man try to run your pockets?
Oh yeah.
Now, have you ever played the fool and was tricking off on a man, Callista?
Uh, yes and no. Um, I I gave him a warning to stop giving me gifts. I said, I
Oh,
don't know where this is headed, so you do this at your own risk,
okay,
pretty much. And he kept giving and giving, and I gave where I could.
okay,
So I gave back, but at the end of the day, he probably called it tricking, and I called it, I was at a different timeline in my life. I could not give back to you what you were giving to me.
mm-hmm.
I I told you, like, yeah, of course this makes me happy, but I also told you that, like, you're doing a lot here now.
He
Now
said he trying to
now
invest.
you can try and stop, but nothing's gonna be guaranteed. Just
Mm,
like how some men have wanted kids from me before. Like I told you, I was pretty adamant that I don't want another kid unless it's like 10 years down the line and it's someone that can truly value me.
mm-hmm.
Um, and that's just not happening anytime soon. And that was a make or break for some of those dudes. And I'm just like, well, it's not a guarantee. So at your own
Amen.
risk.
Amen. At your
Uh,
own risk.
mm-hmm.
At your own risk. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Really good answer. Um, what's one boundary or belief you've had to reinforce more recently since you're now dating?
I think one boundary that I've had to reinforce is my time as a mother, and my sexual activity. I think, like
Okay.
I said, a lot of people perceive that you're gonna get the cookie right away, and that's just not who I am as a woman.
Okay.
Um, and also my time as a mom, I
Uh-huh.
have other things going on besides just watching my son. And I think a lot of men that I've dated are insecure about me being a mom
Mm.
because it takes time away from the relationship itself, which is very hard on the man, but I notice it makes most of them insecure because they also think I'm off doing something else when
Right.
I'm over here cleaning up toys, getting getting screamed at when the next time we go into the water park, you know?
Uh-huh.
So, um, those are my priorities in my life. And I've grown up and I've had my parents give me less than what I can give my son now. And it's crazy to see the experiences that my son got before I even had them at that age.
Wow. Wow.
So
Very interesting. Wow.
I'm
Okay.
not in competition with my parents. I'm super grateful for them.
Amen.
Just, yeah, the life I am chasing for my son is a lot different than
What you had.
what I had.
Yeah. 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 Nothing wrong with that at all. I like that. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Time is a big one. I talk about time all the time for women. Um, Too many of our women allow the wrong men to waste their time. And so when it's time to readjust and reposition yourself, you don't have as much runway because you gave so much time and allowed these men to manipulate, abuse, and use up all your time. You don't have as much runway left to give to another man because now you're thinking a biological clock is ticking. I have some things to achieve, and the runway is running out. So I'm actually glad you said that. This seems to be a common theme in these interviews I'm doing. Time. So definitely glad you brought that up. All right. In your opinion, what does a healthy relationship look like to you in this season of your life?
I think what a healthy relationship looks like to me in this season of my life. Um, I don't necessarily believe you have to be a part of a religion to have a spirituality of God, but I think that everyone should include God in the center of most of the relationships, um, or at least have a spirituality of the Bible, because he he was perfect, but as his disciples, we aren't perfect, and so we're striving the best we can be to, at least follow in that path because the more we are in tune with like ourselves and how we were naturally born, we're reconnecting with our soul, our disinterest, our likes, and our path. And so I think having that in our life, it creates a more healthy relationship. I kind of motivated a lot of my sister becoming like a believer in God. I would go to church alone, and she found her family, she got married and had her two kids, and she has a house, and then there's me. So, it's crazy how life works because, you know, I was over there being mad at God for sending her away and like getting her family together because my sister was my best friend. But in a sense, she has somebody that, will love her for better, for worse, for richer,
Right.
for poor, for
Amen.
sickness and health.
Amen.
Um, and that's one thing, God tells you to do. You gotta love them broke, you gotta love them poor. If you can't do that, then, what does that say about you as a person? You know? So I think that's one thing I would say what a healthy relationship would look like for me. I don't, like I said, you don't necessarily have to go to church. You don't have to necessarily, be about a specific religion, but having that spirituality to like pray or pray to something or believe in something or some spirituality, centered in a relationship, I think that becomes more healthy, because you can get through those trials with anyone, um, and you know that hard times don't last forever.
Huh. Wow, really good answer. So basically, a healthy relationship to you looks like God being at the center.
Yeah,
Amen. I like that. That's a really good answer. All right.
thank you.
Last one for you. If you could give yourself, a younger self, one piece of dating advice, what would it be?
Hmm. I could give my younger self one piece of dating advice. I would say, probably focus on your goals. Um, keep those good people around. Focus on your goals, while you're dating, because the right person will understand that you're busy, you're working on yourself, you're elevating. People are always changing. There's a constant change. It's not just happening to one person that you're with, it's happening to other people around us in the car next to us. Um, Whether that's 1 year for that person, 2 year, 3 months for that person, somebody's changing. So being willing to accept the changes that come with your dreams and goals, I think would be one advice that I would give my younger self, because you know I was I was young and dumb, and I tried doing school while I was trying to date, and I tried doing school while I was married, and um, I think a lot of understanding was knowing that somebody's bound to change, and are you going to be on that same timeline with them?
Wow. That's really mature advice. I know young Kalista is appreciative of that. Amen. Okay. So, last but not least, ma'am, Miss Kalista, now it's your turn. If you could ask me anything about dating men with this current culture, anything in the culture, what would you want advice on?
Mm, Probably how to think like a man.
You want me to turn into Steve Harvey and grow a mustache and shave my head? Think like a man. So you want to know how to think like a man?
Yeah, it seems like they're always articulate and have some motives to something.
This is actually a really good question. So I'm not under the assumption that women should think. Well, no. You should think as a man. I don't think you should do as a man, but you should think like one. And this is where I think women, and you're dating currently, so this will be good for you. Be selfish. Men are extremely selfish. I've said this in other videos, and I will keep saying this for the rest of the year. Men are selfish. Women need to be selfish. So do I think women should be masculine like men and put on hardback and they boots and they Barbara the Builder hat and be masculinas? No, I don't think women should be masculinas. However, you do need to understand men and how they move when it comes to dating. You have to match that energy sometimes. And this is a point in case where being selfish is going to help you in dating. What do you mean? Men do not entertain any woman that they feel like they don't want or aren't really interested in. Women should do the same. Men do not allow women to waste their time. Women should do the same. Men are on a crusade, as we see online. They don't even want to pay for dates. So if a man is, because they're selfish, right? They're trying to get as much out of a woman with as little return, right? Because they don't really value and invest that woman. I've always said that if a man values you, he's going to invest in you financially. I'd say a man should give tithes and offering to a woman. That is his show of respect and his show that he's going to take care of you if this relationship were to turn serious and lead to marriage. That's why a man should always bring tithes and offering. The Bible says bring the tithes and offering to the storehouse. As a woman, bring me some tithes and offering. I'm not saying he got to give you $500 every time he see you, but he need to be breaking some kind of financial bread. I don't care what these other dating coaches be telling y'all. They got to break some kind of bread. I'm bringing that up because, again, men are trying to get as little. They're trying to give you as little as they can, and they want to get out as much from you as they can. Have you seen that challenge on TikTok where the women before the boyfriend, after the boyfriend? That's how selfish men are. They will take from you and take from you and take from you, and after they finish taking from you, you have nothing else left to give. They leave you and then blame you and say you should have left me sooner. I actually have clients that have had me and tell them that.
Oh,
should have left me sooner.
Lord. Yeah,
men are extremely selfish, and as you are an extremely beautiful woman, men are gonna try you even more because men have a kind of a resentment. Some men have a resentment towards very attractive women. They want to humble y'all quick. They get off on them. So you have to be more selfish than the average woman because you don't want a man to take your glory from you, because he will. He'll have your hair falling out. You'll be 350 pounds, teeth falling out. I've seen this. Your teeth falling out your mouth because you're stressed out. Can't take care of your son. They don't even give a damn about you having kids. You over there stressed out, blood pressure high, cholesterol high, big as hell. You can't even take care of your children properly. And the men, they do not care. And so I know I have my thoughts on single moms, but as a single parent, you really got to double down. So you're attractive and you're a single mom. So you got to be extra selfish. I don't give a damn what these red pill folks telling you. Be selfish. Oh, you a single mom. You deserve less. No, you do not. No, you do not. That is a trick of the enemy. It is a lie. It is from a lie from the deepest, darkest depths, the floor of hell. I don't believe no single taking advantage of that woman. I'm talking about the good single moms now. Now, you trifling single mammies. Let me look at the camera. You trifling single mammies. This is not for y'all. This for these. These ain't for you sorry, big back single moms. This is for these single moms that actually take care of their kids. But you have to be extra selfish. And men, their egos are going to get hurt. Oh, how could you do this to me? Oh, you're being so mean. Oh, you're being a bee. Because if a man really loves you, he is going to do everything in his power to show you that he loves and cares for you. Even if he's like you a lot. A lot of what these dudes are doing to y'all, they don't like y'all. A man spending $200 at a restaurant, he's not gonna bat an eye at that if he actually like you. I'm not saying the date gotta be $200, but dudes are sitting up. Men are complaining about spending $100 on a dinner date. What you gonna do with a man like that? So these men really don't give a damn. They will take from you until they can't take anymore. You have to stop that and prevent that. Be extra selfish. I'm talking selfish on top of selfish on top of selfish. You have to be, because these men have created the environment that you have to protect yourself in such a way. Does any of that make sense?
It makes sense to me.
Man. All right, dear. Listen, Kalisa, this was great.
Thank you.
This is great.
Merci beaucoup.
Tell people tell people where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram. I will probably have to make my account public again, but my at is Callista F Nielsen, I believe, on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Callista, I'll have you back one day. Hopefully you say yes.
I'd love to have another opportunity to be on here.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all be blessed.